Welcome to Wisdom Education Services. This video is copyright. Now this is an example of a letter that comes in the writing task 1 of the IELTS General Module Writing Task. So you have 20 minutes for this task and the minimum word limit is 150 words. Now this is a letter, so you have to follow a clear-cut format. Let's go ahead and check the topic on which you have to write a letter. You had borrowed a book from the public library. However, when you reached home, you found that some important pages were torn away. Write a letter to the librarian explaining the situation. You should mention the book, mention the pages, suggest what can be done. Write a not less than 150 words. Begin your letter as Dear Sir or Madam. So we do not know whether the librarian is a man or a woman, so we mention both Dear Sir, Madam, comma. Now we start writing the letter. First of all, in any letter we should give information about ourselves. So you can say, I would like to report an incident that concerns the public library. My name is Peter, or for girls, let's say Jenny, and I have been a member of the library since 2004. My ID number is, let's make up a fictional number, let's say BH678. Recently, on 15th October, I borrowed a book from the Arts and Humanities section on 4th floor. Okay, now I need to correct the spellings here. The book was titled A Long Critique of Criticism and Theory. Okay, so A Long Critique of Criticism and Theory. Let's just make up a fictional name. The book was titled this and was authored by Frank Gabriel. Let's just use another fictional name. Its book number was AH456. Okay. Now, here comes the problem. However, when I reached home and took up the book to read, I found to my surprise that pages 45 to 78 had been torn away by someone. Right, so however, when I reached home and took up the book to read, I found to my surprise that pages 45 to 78 had been torn away by someone. Those pages were very important as they contained some rare specimens of an important person's handwriting. Alright, let's suppose we'll just go in and write some fictional information once again. Also, there is only one edition of this book available in the public library. Okay, so public library, it's the name of a library. Let's keep this capital. And Also, there is only one edition of this book available in the public library. Now we just have to go ahead and mention the last part of the letter, which is suggesting what can be done. So we have to give suggestions to the librarian without sounding rude or arrogant. So we'll just go ahead and write it down like, clearly the person who is responsible for such an act is a member of the library. Okay. It is better, or it is suggested, that more stringent or strict measures be taken to ensure that such incidents do not take place again. Okay. Looking forward, or I will be looking forward to such heightened measures. Right now, spellings of measures. So, yours truly, Jenny. Right, so that is our letter, and clearly this is more than 150 words. We've given information on the book over here and information about ourselves. Then the problem that we encountered, that is the pages that were torn away, and here the measures that should be taken. So we've given all these three main points, and we've written in not less than 150 words. So this is a perfect example of how you can write the general writing task 1 letter. For more information and for letters on more different topics, you can keep visiting. Thank you for now.